Have fun. Don't fall out of the chair.
I would really appreciate it if you would stop Rob Taylor from blathering on and on.
Opinions expressed by the talk show hosts, callers, or guests on the Rob Taylor Report do not necessarily represent the opinions of the hosting platform, subsidiaries, sponsors, or possibly anyone else on the planet or the known universe. From the tinfoil and lead-line broadcast bunker on the beautiful south coast of Oregon, it's the Rob Taylor Report. So strap yourself in. Your political therapy session is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the nearly famous Rob Taylor.
Hey everyone, we're at the Restoration Worship Center. I'm standing outside. The meeting is still going on. I'm going to go inside and let's see what they're doing and how far along they are before they get out. It was a really interesting meeting. We had Samantha Frost here. Senator Robinson was speaking, Noah Robinson. Great guy. Really good stuff.
They start requiring him 20 years ago to license every case that he puts into account. So it's like the place we're at now, where it's got a license to run. So, I suspected this years ago that there's a reason they were licensing it. And so my thought was, if you need to monitor, these people have already just allowed them to come in and do this stuff to us, without putting up any kind of fight. So they're not done. I mean, they're going to get away with that easy, they continue to come back for more. And so, anyway, this meter situation now that they're trying to, add to the situation. It seemed uncomfortable time ago, but.
And I was worried about this 1 year ago. They were really worried about this. What you realize, water rights strategy policy usually is no way farm. There is a necessary. You do have to have some regulation over water rights and limited water farm. This was figured out 150 years ago, the priority and everything. And then when they drill, and you can't really use surface water rights now. But when you drill wells, you can, someone does have to adjudicate, given this kind of water right now. This is not, this is, and wells in particular, they want to come in, they want, because you can control water, you control people, get their water.
Right here.
Hi, Senator. Hey, I was wondering if you could give us a little more information about the Elliott Forest. We understand that it's, everything's been changed and I'm really sick about it. So if you could give us a little information about that, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I understand the state, that is something I'm not super. So I understand that the state is losing control of it. It's not something I've studied or subject. I probably should.
Okay, question right here.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. If it's a federal law, it's passed by a Congress, and it goes to the U.S. Supreme Court if somebody follows it. Is that correct?
Well, this is a state law.
Maybe I should just ask you about the state. So, yeah, you're a state representative. If the Oregon legislature passes a law that's unconstitutional, it doesn't get to go to the U.S. Supreme Court, does it?
No, it can't. You can sue the federal court.
Yeah. We can sue in the federal court, but to get it actually fractured, you have to take it through the Oregon
There's two court systems. There's the Oregon court system, and you can take it to the Supreme Court. This is actually unconstitutional according to the Oregon Constitution as well. But you can take it through the state court system up to the Oregon Supreme Court. And unfortunately, we know that they aren't going to rule against you. You have to go through the federal court system, it's a totally different court system, and go through a couple layers before you get to the Supreme Court. But you can still get the money, the state's supposed to abide by the federal constitution.
So bills are introduced. There's lawyers that help make sure they're written right and all that kind of stuff. So what, do they have an oath to, I mean, because they're just writing, like, the senators and representatives have introduced. And they're supposed to be checking the laws. What are they culpable for?
They don't check anything against constitutionality. The only thing that the lawyers do, and you have to send the bill through the legal counsel before it can become a law. This is all they do is you tell them, we would like to do such and so. And they say, well, the laws of Oregon are very complicated, they are. And they check to find out what you need to change in the law to accomplish that. They never check to see whether it's constitutional. I just want to know that this whole CO2 problem, one volcano shows everything possible. One volcano eruption, all their CO2 confinement. So, yeah, because of the sizzling area, so are they going to put a mask over the volcano?
Hi, have you heard anything, where maybe some of the United States Forest Service lands might be given back to the states or the counties?
I hear from a lot of people that would like to do that.
Yeah.
I don't, and it's an enormous overpass of land that's owned by them.
But they say they would.
Well, I think that would be great because, but, trying to get. I mean, this is that's why I don't think there's any serious the things will get.
Oh, who's gonna manage it if they're getting rid of all their employees? I'm not upset.
Well, they're not managing that. They are not managing it. It's out of control.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. And I've been talking to OEFW because it started the discussion really overspent their wildfire budget by $200 million last year. And of course, fighting fire is a reasonable function of the state. And so there's a special session, my dad was still a senator, and the question was, how is he going to vote? And everyone says, oh, well, we need to fight wildfire, we'll just give them money. And but I went to them as an assistant and asked them, could you just tell me how you spent your money? And they just spent it all correctly. But can you give me not just a list of contracts, but can you tell me how many people were hired, what did they do? You got this something. The answer is that they have not gotten back to me. I just met with them. They have not gotten back to me in 3 months. But I also just talked to them because practically, how do you keep fire down? There's a lot of technology available. And what I'm interested in is how early can you see fires? And if you do that, you can put helicopters around the state. It's not take a lot of money fighting fire. And it turns out nobody's looked into that very carefully. And I'm pushing them. I'm trying to get the data on because it's not doable.
So, with the, success of the last, presidential election, and the clear, direction the country is going, do you see any evidence of temporary, of the Democrats in Oregon as a result of that? Like, does it seem like they might have kind of, because the Democrats in the country are a little bit disarray.
Yes, that is correct. And so I can tell you it's a little hard to tell. the climate in the Capitol right now is better than I've seen before, but I don't think that means much. I know in the Senate, President Wagner, is trying to be nice, he's trying to get people to talk to each other. They have given Republicans hearings on a lot of bills they normally wouldn't. I suspect that's where it stops, it's just a show. On the other hand, the Democrats screaming and monsters on the Senate floor about how the whole country's gonna fall apart because he's firing all these people and it's just gonna be a disaster. I'm terrified, and he's gonna pull out money, what are we gonna do? And people ask me, well, are they gonna knuckle under, like, for some grace laws, or are they gonna lose their money if it comes to that? And I think that politicians care so much about money that they will knuckle under, that's my guess. But I don't really know, depends on how nasty they wanna be.
Well, but actually, the elections in Oregon was simply the first thing about.
Yeah.
Okay, if we, right now, Trump is basically saying, funding or Department of Education is doing to our kids in our state right now. So right now it's a supervision. And she, from what I heard, they could vote tax increases without the people. Could they do that and lose the federal money and just stick it to the people who work?
Yes, they could, but here's the problem, they barely have supermajority. And they're afraid of the taxes. So all they have to do is lose one Democrat in either house who doesn't want to raise the taxes. They can put in new forms of taxation, but they can't raise the taxes. I think it's going to be difficult for them, simply because there will be Democrats that are nervous, and they only take one. But they can do it. But they also, practically, I mean, the amount of tax raises that you would need, offset the federal money would be very low. I don't think they could politically do that. So I think they're going to stop. That's just my.
Okay, we still got two more questions, and that's gonna be it. And then he's gonna pick the whoever wins will lose. Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to just speak in. Can you tell, all the legislature, the reason why government exists?
Why what?
The reason why government even exists. And that is to secure our God-given rights enumerated in the Constitution. Can you let them know that, please? Because
Just like my dad, one way or another, told them that many times.
Yeah.
And I did do 2 minute remonstrance every 4 session, and I'll slip it in somewhere there.
thank you, because they really need to know that.
Yes.
Okay, the last question.
And I could talk to you afterwards, but, so you're on the division.
That's right. We need to talk about that, there's one other issue.
The thing coming down with, fair and equitable play for women in women's sports. And are you working with Oregon Fair Play?
Am I right?
Working with Oregon Fair Play, that's.
I haven't talked to them directly. There's a number of bills to try to stop this, and of course, I mean, it's just the obvious issue that we. I'm completely understanding anything I can do to help. I haven't talked specifically to them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we want to, before we drag you on the door home, we're going to, hang out for a while and have you guys, working over. Like to do it. Now let's find out who gets all the. He's got a big hand.
3103761. Not quite.
What? They're just taking money and run. All right, so, yes, Jeanette.
How important is it to be in our local communities? I know you put your neck on the line to be a senator, right?
Yes.
So there's about 90 $91 million in taxes that come back here to this area. How, would you encourage people to run, to start controlling that money, to try to do it on a local basis?
I would definitely encourage people to run. We need rational people in office. So, yes, definitely run. Did I what? I've been very hesitant about endorsements because it's a minefield. And the problem is that sometimes they do more harm than, I think, one thing out. They actually take an attack on the bills too, because everyone wants you to co-sponsor the legislation. And something even that I agree with, I've only done two, because you start doing everything, you make a mistake, or there's something in the law. So even things that I sort of like, I just say, can only do a few, just because it needs a little bit more, and just be cautious.
Just one more thing we need from you guys is an effervescent round of applause.
And then I listened to you and found out like the difference and actually saw the difference and emptied out the water to get the
No kidding.
yeah, I was like, words like, I usually
Yeah. I'm sure there's plenty of people you can give it to who actually need it. I'm willing to bet. I know there is, but
yeah, yeah.
it's there's some out there you want to watch though.
Oh, I know.
Hey, Vanessa.
This is what Tina got, and it's gonna be similar to that. If you wanna take pictures of it, we're gonna probably try to make it by the meeting here pretty soon, because, they sent a whole bunch out.
All right. So what is happening with the petition? Are you doing any booths yet?
Not yet, Michaela was almost ready, she does most of the counting and stuff,
Yeah.
and, the count, that was like a month ago,
Yeah.
she was over half of the 1,000. But she said a lot of people were sending them in. So I don't know. She was getting them stem cell shots in her neck. So it's really in bad shape. So,
Yeah. That wasn't
but
good.
I haven't talked to her since she's come back from Maryland. She didn't even get to run at the state level. So she was still on the ballot. She couldn't run for VP because she was in Maryland.
I saw that. That's very
I'll
sad.
let you have that copy. You're the only one.
Oh, can I have?
I'm gonna let you know that.
Why don't you take it, because I can get it online and I'd rather keep it on file. I almost do nothing on paper anymore. So that would just end up in the trash anyway. So
We'll be there, we're gonna wear green.
I'll try to RSVP because I want to go there myself. Hey, Doug. Oh yeah, I'm still getting it. I plan on getting Senator outside. I'm gonna ambush him like I usually do.
First time I'm really impressed.
He's one of the best, and the thing I like about it is that he knows the score just by telling you, and by just what he speaks on. He knows the score. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, just gotta stand tough for it and change. That's a change here.
Yeah, and that's tough. That's tough because you want to get along because they're the big boy club. And No, that was a good little speech you gave there. That was I got some recommendations, but the overall presentation was pretty good. The PowerPoints with all the wording on it, too large. Yeah, bullet points. Yeah, put it up there. And, yeah, see, I nearly nudged you and said, "Hey, she might need some PowerPoint." Yeah. 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 No. Oregon judges. No.
And so we have a short.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope, but that's one of those complex things because of the feds and the state. You never know. You never know. That's, I think, who was talking about the state digging in? Yeah.
None of us want 3,000 pieces of legislation by the session.
It was 4,000. It was 4,000. Yeah. The short session is supposed to be 2. Oh, yeah. So what happens is, like he says, that you'll have a lot of really good bills that go by the wayside because nobody saw it. 4,000 bills. No, they don't. Go for it. Well, I'm outside the meeting waiting for everyone to come out. It'll probably be just a few more minutes because they shut it down pretty quick after 8. But I might be closing down early if people don't start coming out soon because, well, there's just not a lot going on in Bandon. But Bandon is beautiful this time of night, though. Maybe not that view of Bandon. Yeah. But we're on 101. We're on 101. We haven't gotten to the nicer spots where you can see the oceans. And right now you probably couldn't see them anyway because it's dark as hell out here. Well, since I've gotten to a point where we can do stuff, I'm going to play this for you. All right, they're winding down the meeting. We're going to be getting them out here in a few seconds. We'll talk to a few people. I wanted to ask Diane about some of the things that she's been doing. Thank you. You take care. A lot of good people here. Got some interesting connections that we may actually get some show guests out of. There is a lady, gentleman who is a priest from Hong Kong who now lives in the area, and I wanted to give a talk to him about what's going on. Love the fog. Hey, Noah, can I get a few?
The anchor is down in Old Town, so I mean, like, oh, why don't you just try to bring it back to go down to the I'm gonna have my
All right, let
dog
me
go
try.
potty first. One of the things that is really important, and I don't know, were you live inside?
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Are you live right now?
Yeah.
One of the things that I thought was important when I asked him about the Elliott was the $220 million that we were getting every year from the harvesting of the Elliott forest.
Right.
And I would hope that he'd learn a little bit more about that because we really need to turn that around and stop doing the sequestration as soon as possible.
Hey, Noah, can I get a few words with you? Yeah. Thank you for stopping. Appreciate it. And long trip. You guys got a long trip back. What is it, 3 hours?
Yeah,
About 3 hours. You've been traveling a lot, legislative session. You've just been staying up in Salem right now.
oh, I come back on the weekends.
You have to drive back on the weekends? What a drag.
Well, I think that as things get tighter, I won't have to stay up there. So unless, 5 days. Sometimes it's off Friday, but there's a lot up there because of all the stuff they're pushing.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. So that leads me into the two questions that I want to ask you before I get you out of here, because I don't want to keep you too long. The mapping bill that they passed, that SB 762 back in 21 or 23? 21. And you're getting ready to replace that with Senate bill, and I forget the number.
I have a bill 678.
678.
Completely repeal it.
What does it do, number one, and what can people do right now to help that bill get passed?
So that bill completely repeals 762, eliminates the wildfire maps and everything. And what people can do is write to all of the legislatures, both in the House and the Senate, urging them to repeal the fire maps and specifically mention 678. It always helps. The pressure helps. I'm concerned because we need to get this done. It is an urgent matter because right now people are being hurt. They don't know what's going to happen on their property. They don't know what their requirements are going to have. Some of them are thinking about leaving the state. So this is an urgent matter. It's not something we should get to sometime in the session. It has to be done, and it should be done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, let's hope they do something about it. This seems like something that shouldn't even be a question and should be completely bipartisan. You know what I mean? This is totally.
And maybe it will be in the end. I haven't heard from any Democrats defending it.
Not one, really. Wow, that's sad. That is sad. Second question is the water bill. It started out as it was a bipartisan bill by a Republican and a Democrat. That started out as just a study on water metering, and then it went into regulations and fees. Explain what happened and why we also need to get rid of that one.
So what they do is it started as a study bill. I didn't follow the detail on that, but what they very, very often do is put in a study bill, and then later in the session they do what's called got to stop it, put in just change the whole thing.
Right.
And on that one, I believe that's 3419. We should double check over in the House. There are claims that it's going to be amended and made less bad. I don't see how you can make it good enough. I would again write to all your legislators, tell them,
don't do this. Thank you very much. Before I get you out of here, anything you want to say to your constituents?
Well, doing the best I can for them, and thank you very much. But please write to me about anything. There's a lot that goes on up there. You see a bill of concern, anything, have any questions? I have people in my office. We answer every phone call. Please contact me about it.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. You take care. You drive safe. Good to meet you.
So my friends were, I think, created by.
My brother would have
Yeah.
done that. Now, we work
Okay,
together, but
well,
he's.
does a wonderful
Yes,
job.
yes.
Everyone
So thank you
benefits
very
from your
much.
hard
You're
work.
welcome. That's-
And we really appreciate the job that you're doing. Thank you for CO2 from Fly. We know that. Come
Wonderful. It
on.
causes the plants to grow faster. It's essential for life. Without it, we're dead. You got put it here for a reason. This is not.
No. I don't teach you about the forest. This is new.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. When you spend money every year for education in Oregon, to set up that way. They created 500, 600 jobs in Coos County and Douglastown.
Yeah.
Now it's been sequestered and sold to China.
That's
And
what
you
I
know how
heard.
that works. They ruin their area and to pollute it. Then they come over here, and with our Douglas fir, if it sits, it rots.
Yeah.
So they ruin our forest and the ability of our children to build homes. We're doing that. How can you stop this? What do you recommend?
Yes.
And who did that? I want to know who did it.
Yes, I think that was done by the governor. I don't think it was like totally involved in I heard about it. It's one of those things that just not up. Well, again,
Thank you for your time on this, and I appreciate what you're up against with 4,000 bills. How can you be expected to know? That's what the problem is, as far as I'm concerned. There should be 5 ideas. It could be molded and created into something we really wanted. Because as people of the state, we don't want 4,000 new laws and regulations and taxes. And it's killing our economy. It's killing the hope of our children. So thank you tonight for coming up and telling us about the situation. I respect you very much, Faith. Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ladies, very much. I appreciate that. See you in a few. Drive careful, gentlemen. And I'm ending this in front of the Restoration Worship sign. I will see you next time. Until then, you know what I always say, carry on, Coos County. Carry on.